hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host iamBranded.
Friday night, I am Brandon in the building. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome the entire universe. Like I always say, and always keep it solid when I say a lot of love out there is from the globe. I'm talking about the states, Amsterdam, Germany, Japan, yada, yada, yada. It goes on. And of course, you know, the Bay, all the way worldwide. It's definitely a good look tonight on Friday. I'm glad everybody could be here. The thing about tonight's show is a show where it's like, you know what, we gonna talk about not just the track that we heard, classic MC Ren, same old shit. We gonna talk about and play the new track that's produced by my man who is here live, and you can actually follow this man on Twitter right now, not now, but right now at EASki. And I need to, instead of calling it EASki, I got to make sure that I call this man the Almighty EASki, and he's on Hip Hop Legacy on Nexxlegacy Radio. What's up, bruh? It's been a minute.
What's going on with it, homie? How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Man, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful night on a Friday night that I get a chance to not just have dialogue with you, man, but talk about this track with Ren and talk about all things that's up, man. What's up with you, man?
Oh, man, you know, I'm just working hard, homie. You know what I'm saying? Just staying focused and making sure these records is hot. You know what I mean?
I mean, you've been doing it for a while, Ski. I mean, not only that, I mean, you've been doing it. You've been producing other tracks, putting out ill music for other music, hip hop icons and beyond and stuff like that. So, I mean, right out of the gate, before we talk about rebel music, man, what keeps you motivated every day, man? What keeps you doing what you do?
I mean, man, really right now, just the state of hip hop, man. You know, when I started being a teenager, man, you know, I was in it because of the hunger and the love of the music. You know, we had to compete. You know, being from the West Coast, you know, it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? Coming from East Oakland, man, you know, we had to show that we was proof. You know,
right.
So with that being said.
So we had a draw call from Ski. He'll call right back, though, and/or I'll reach out to this guy right here. And at the end of the day, like, you know, to me, I always feel like Ski's one of those kind of guys where, you know, when it comes down to it, you know, he's one of those kind of dudes. Production is heavy, a lot from you know, from Ice Cube and now MC Brandon. I got my man Ski right back on the line. No, you solid, you good. At first it was, so, but not really. So I will make sure that I text him the number so he can call in. People, if y'all want to call in and, you know, check out my man Ski, dial the number 949-270-5912 is the number. Ren should be checking in as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Actually, you know, I just want to know how they pretty much just kind of linked up, got together, started doing what they do, and you know, and what's in store, like. I mean, it was kind of surprising to hear Ren was coming back doing some new music. So I was like, oh shit, okay, that's off the chain. So, you know, we gonna see what's happening. We definitely gonna see what's happening. But definitely make sure y'all support Ski, because this dude, like I said, he's been doing a lot of heavy music with Ice Cube, and it's just one of them real powerhouse kind of things. And I got my man Ski back in the line on Hip Hop Legacy. It's all good,
yes,
bro.
Sir.
We good.
Yeah, man. You know how that is with these phones, man. But what I was saying, though, man, you know, when I got in the game, man, you know, it was all about competing. And it was all about, you know, saying, you know, trying to beat, you know, be the best you can to the ones that was out there, whether it was, you know, the Run DMCs or the, you know, the LL Cool J's, the Public Enemies, the Rakims. And, you know, we was trying to compete, you know, towards cats that was selling. Now we're in an era where, you know, everything is so easy to do. You know, as far as everybody can be a producer or everybody can be a rapper, and that's just like, it's discouraging. So, you know, my attitude is like, man, I'm gonna show them the power of music. You know, I'm gonna show them that, you know, you got to go in the lab and you got to really make something doper than me, and you got to compete. And my attitude is all about competition, man. I'm trying to make hot stuff. I'm trying to compete with the elite. You know what I'm saying? And that's what keeps me motivated, man. You know, discouraging as the game is motivating, because I feel like, you know, whoever makes the hot shit is going to be the one that's really going to be the one that really stand out. So that's kind of where my motivation comes from, man.
I always look at, especially the state of hip hop and how it is now. Ski, especially, I kind of do it like old school analogy, right? I'll take it to like how the NBA was back in the 70s, 80s. You know what I mean? Where they had, you know what I'm saying? The fouls were real fouls. People would put, back you down, and it was just real live basketball. Not even slighting how it is now, because there's talented folks out there, right? But I mean, if you want to create some real ill memories, like, them rivalries that used to take place back in the NBA with the Lakers and Celtics and the Pistons and the Bulls, you know what I mean? Like, you had real hardcore truth behind it, right? I mean, it's a little different now. Not saying it's a bad thing, but at the same time, you dig?
You're 200. It was competitive, man. It wasn't all. It's like more stuff is really like flashy, and it's not. It's not the authentic of it is like gone. Like everything is kind of manufactured, man. Like there's no originality. Everybody want to be like the next person. Whoever's got the hot record, everybody's trying to emulate that. Like that, man, that was considered biting when I came up. Like to sound like another man, you was a sucker. You was a sucker, and people, you'd be ostracized from the game, from that type of, for that type of nonsense. So, it's like when I'm listening to hip hop now, and I'm listening to everybody's trying to go for this radio record, everybody's trying to sound like whoever's the hot dude. It makes my stomach turn, because hip hop can only last so long. You know what I'm saying? And hip-hop lasts because of the creativity, because it was always somebody like, man, you know what, this dude is dope. We can always acknowledge whoever's doing their thing, but the whole thing was to find your own lane and create your own lane. You know what I mean? And that's not going on right now. It's just everybody's throwing mixtapes out, saturating the market to the point where real hip-hop people that loved it, they don't love it as much no more, because it's just easily manufactured, and there's no time going into the production. There's no time going into the bars. There's no time going into the mix. There's no time going into nothing. Everything is just, all right, let's get in the mall and let's shoot a video. Get my homeboy got an iPhone. Let's shoot a couple of shots. And it's like, it's terrible, man. It's terrible.
Almighty EASki is in the building on Hip Hop Legacy, and I had an interview. I did an interview with the Furious Five, Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, Scorpio, and we was talking about like the hip hop police, like somewhere somehow there should have been some kind of hip hop police going on, be it if it was some of the elder folks in the business. Just kind of giving the game to some of these younger cats, not giving the game more so, but, just etiquette as far as what to do, what not to do, how to handle yourself to be able to create longevity. And they kind of feel like, verbatim, somebody should have been able to smack these little kids around, really, to be honest. So, I mean, how do you feel about when some of the people that's done it for a while just kind of say, you know what, at the same time, I wish we would have really just kind of had a heavy hand and some of the creation when it comes to just this culture of hip-hop? Because it is sacred. It's different than R&B. It's different than rock. It's different than jazz. It's a different kind of animal based on creativity, like you said.
Man, the funny thing about what you're saying is very true, man. But what happened, man, the technology changed so quick on cats that I don't think people had a chance to really adapt to what was about to happen when the new millennium kicked in. Right. You know what I mean? And what I say that is to say, basically, when the digital age kicked in and you had, the Pro Tools and the Logics and the Fruity Loops and all of that stuff kicked in, and now you can manufacture stuff, I don't think that, the OGs and the veterans that came in the game thought that it would get to a point where everybody could just start doing it at that, alarming rate. You know what I mean? A lot of these OGs, I think they would have pulled a lot of these young cats aside and said, look, man, this is how it's done, blah, blah, blah. But, you got to remember, coming up in the 90s, all the labels started merging. All of these companies started merging. Hip-hop started getting so big that a lot of these labels was like politically like, look, there's a lot of niggas getting rich. We gotta start. We gotta contain this hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, I really think that they figured out a way to try to contain it. So they started bootlegging our shit. They started figuring out a way to put our shit out and leak it out before it was supposed to come out and make money on the back end from some bootleggers. You know what I'm saying? They started figuring out a way to get us to start believing that it's cool to throw out free music. So now our music is devalued. So now we don't get no publishing, no royalty. So all of these records that's out here, it's just wasted material just to do a show. You know what I'm saying? You want to, man, we supposed to live off our material. We supposed to live off these records. We don't give these records out. There's no other form of music that give free music out.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I'm like, I'm looking at strategically what's going on with hip-hop, and I'm saying, and this is a black music, urban black music, you know, basically come from the poor urban areas, you know what I'm saying? So it's easily being, you know, watered down and put in the younger generation now. So now the younger generation come up, and they don't know the rules and the regulations and the pecking order of what got hip-hop to be where it is. So now when you talk to the youngsters, they think you hating on them. They think that you like, oh, man, you know, you had your time. You trying to tell them, look, bro, you know, you falling for the trap. You falling for the trap. None of these dudes own nothing. None of these dudes never get no royalties for these records. They don't even know what BMI and ASCAP means. They think that's a club, a boys club. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, guys. This ain't a game, man. This is serious.
It's deeper. It's deeper in ski, especially now because it's really more driven to help teach some of these people about the business of this entertainment business and how to be able to survive. Like, I mean, I guarantee you, Ski. There's so many rappers out there that want to be in your shoes and rent shoes and other people's shoes just so they can say, hey, you know what? I got songs that'll last forever and ever and ever based on this. And the sad thing about it, though, is they concede in making hits that will only last a couple of minutes as opposed to, 20, 30, 40 years. You know what I mean?
I mean, I totally know what you mean. Like I tell cats, man, this is the real deal, man. I just got a check last week. I'm not going to tell you how much, but it's crazy. You know what I mean? And,
all right.
And when I say crazy, that's from something I did back in '96. You know what I'm saying? And this is my point. That's what you got in the game for, to sell records, to have longevity, to be able to have a check when you don't even know you got a check and then one pop up because you made timeless music. You know what I'm saying? You giving away free music. Nobody want to invest in themselves no more. They just want to go in the studio with their homeboy, and they don't even know what preamps mean. They don't know that you can't just go in a studio and you don't have the right gear to sonically give you the sound that can compete with the Rick Rosses and the Jay-Z's and the Kanye's and the Dr. Dre. You're making local hood music that is going to come and go.
Yep.
That was the difference between coming from my era. Us being from East Oakland and all of the areas that's in the Bay Area, whether it's Richmond, Frisco, on down, you know what I'm saying? We were in big studios, in studios that had gear that you were competing with whoever was winning. Now you're in studios and you're just competing with the homeboy down the block. That ain't sold no records. So who are we competing? I mean, like, I ask myself every day, I'm like, who are we competing with? What is the goal? What is the objective? I think now the younger generation think it's all about being popular. Popular, just a little success of getting some weed, getting a couple of groupies, doing a couple of shows, and never having nothing else. Because it's just ridiculous on the mentality of where we at. And I'm not mad at the young cats because I love these young cats. I know the young cats got talent, but they don't know no better. But they know not what they do. And the problem is that's on purpose. So when you go to these DJs, it's on purpose. These radio cats are playing the same records over and over and programming the younger generation and programming them to think this is the new music, this is the style. They want you to be dumbed down, not talk about nothing. We used to talk about stuff that was really going on. We was a real reporter from the streets because nobody would tell our story. You know what I'm saying? When they told our story, they told it all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now they got us talking about nothing. Popping mollies and stripping, coming down a strip pole and stuff that, it's like, come on, man. It's like Like, that's your life now? That's all that's going on in the hood when it's niggas getting killed every day. You know what I mean?
Still.
You're not speaking on none of these. You're not speaking on none of these issues that affects your community. When you're not speaking on stuff that affects your community and affects something that's really going on in your life, you now become a fictional character and you become a buffoon to your music now, because now you're just a face. You're just a face that really corporate people want to be able to have you out there really saying nothing. But you're getting popular, so they pumping you up like, yeah, this is we love this nigga because he ain't saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And now what that do? That sets the next generation up to say, okay, I don't have to say nothing. So now we ain't got no message no more.
Right.
It always had just like you said, Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel. It started off with the message. It's like
That's right.
He wonder how I keep from going. It's broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stick. Like, I know how that is to be coming from some of these projects and seeing the glass and pissing and crack.
We seen it. We lived in it. We lived in it.
It's like, come on, man. It's like, man, getting back to, just even talking about Ren, talking about, man, them dudes, when they said fuck the police, people thought they was insane. They said,
right.
What? But they didn't realize right after that, the Rodney King beating from them police, people was like, oh, shit, I didn't know that going on in the hood. I didn't know that. White America now had to look at it from a whole different point of view now, because now they finally on camera. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
We in an era now where they got us thinking to talk about nonsense, and I'm not saying some of it can't be cool, because it's okay to have stuff that might not have all the substance to it, and it's just some fun, or ridiculous type music. But when the music industry becomes where that's the only thing that's perpetuated through commercial and corporate radio and throughout the industry, man, it's a problem, man. That becomes a problem.
Ski, do you feel like it'll ever kind of get to the point where, I mean, you explain your motivation for why you still doing it, because when you have countless number of hits, I mean, you could drop the mic, call it a day, or you could not even mess with your producer side of you and put out records for others. I mean, you could just call it a career and still have a legacy that's cool. So when it comes to the game now, like, will we ever kind of get to that point where that vibe with this culture of hip hop is still gonna be forever relevant, like it was back in the late 70s and 80s and beyond?
Man, I don't think the vibe will ever be the same. You know what I'm saying? As far as if you're talking about just like that vibe we had as far as with music like that.
Mhm.
I don't think that vibe will ever be, because it's like, man, I hate to say this, but it's like AIDS. It's like an epidemic. It's like a cancer.
Wow.
The cancer is spread so cold in the game now that it'll be hard to tell these young cats they're doing it wrong without them looking at you and thinking, like I said, and thinking you hate me. And the only thing we got hope for is stuff like myself and, and Ren and Cube and the Jay-Z's and certain cats that really still live up to the, but we're the veterans. So at some point in time, the way the corporate game is too is they try to ostracize the veterans. So they try to act like, oh man, they stuff ain't, it ain't in no more. It's all about the young cats. Yeah, it's about the young cats, because you can program them and take all their money and make them be broke. By the time you make them popular, they still don't have nothing to show for them. So it's easy to go talk to these young cats and get in their head and program them, because they want it. So they listen. Anybody that feeds them and pat them on the back, they're like, yeah. It's like gassing a young cat up. When you gas them up, it's like it's unstoppable. But you getting gassed up by the wrong. You supposed to be taking premium unleaded, and you got regular. You know what I'm saying? You getting gas. You getting the wrong gas, bro. You know
Word
what I'm
up, though. For real.
You know what I'm saying? So all I'm just trying to say is that the only hope we really have for hip-hop is cats like you that acknowledge, great music and people that still in not, and there's room for music, because cats really do still sell records. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to go out there and find the ones that really represent what you want to hear. You know what I mean? But all the other stuff, 9 times out of 10, half the music that I get, that cats hear me, I already know what it's going to sound like. And that's
Exactly.
sad.
And that's true. And that is beyond sad. To me, it's to a point where it's just like, you know, with people like us, and we're not talking like we old men. We still fairly young, still vibrant, still for the community, do for the community and all this shit. And it's not like we talking like we got hella issues. We talking like, you know what, hey, keep it real at the end of the day. If you keep it real at the end of the day, then you know what, we got room for you. We got room for everybody to be able to shine and eat and do what they do, but just keep it solid. That's it. That's all we ask.
I tell cats like this here, man, I'm for hip-hop. I'm not for no old. I'm not for no new. I'm for the game. I've
Exactly.
helped a lot of young cats come up in the game, and I still do. I got artists that I mess with right now that's young, that's listening, that's taking great advice, that's making great records. It's not about being old. It's not about being. It's about understanding the culture. And see, the problem is this ain't. It's written in history. What I'm saying is nothing new. It's just the young cats don't go back and look at the tales of the tape of history and study it. If you study it, it's right there in your face on how the culture has changed. So you don't have to take my word. Just go back and look at some of the videos. Look at why this was like this, why this changed, this and that, and ask questions, and it'll be right in your face. But because everybody is emotional and everybody has ulterior motives and everybody wants quick success and the vanity of music and people just want to be a star, you know what I'm saying, that they want to bypass the truth. It's like knowing, it's like you've heard what it is, but you don't want to read the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
You know what it is. You know, or you've heard what it is, but I'm not gonna read it because I don't want to face that realness. So you bypass it and you make your own Bible.
Which I think now, Ski, which brings me to Rebel Music. And you can follow EASki on Twitter at EASki. You can follow MC Ren at MC Ren CPT. And Rebel Music is that kind of song. And people out there listening, because I know there's a ton of people that's EASki heads and also MC Ren, MWA for life. That's all I'm getting via tweets and all that shit. So I appreciate all you people out there checking it worldwide tonight on Hip Hop Legacy. Look. Rebel Music and Ski, you know, when I called you, or you know, when we sent messages back and forth, I called you. I was like, man, come on, man. What made y'all come do it and bring this kind of flavor back to this game? Because you know it's needed. You know I called you and told you that, bro. That's come on,
no
bro.
doubt.
What made you and Ren get together, bro?
I mean, I think Ren had been watching what I've been doing for a while, as far as the stuff that I had been creating and stuff like that. And Ren hit me, you know, me and him, we've been close for years. And, you know, and he just like, man, I'm just tired of it, man. I'm tired of, you know, just watching people not speak on stuff. Everybody want to say certain things, but some people are not politically correct to be able to do it. And the only ones that really can really sometimes come out and really get their message across are the ones that's done it and the ones that's done it on a high level. And you can't take nothing away from Ren, because Ren is a part of that Rebel Music when they was talking about fuck the police and you know, talking about real political issues, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was going on, getting threats from the FBI, you know, to stop, you know, speaking the truth and being real. So Ren wanted to, you know what I'm saying, you know, he was like, man, it's time for this. You know, everybody's talking about money. And the economy, we fucked up out here. So everybody got money now? So everybody just got money. So we all got money and we throwing money to the bitch. We doing all so we got money like that now. Last time I checked, the economy crashed. Last time I checked, people was losing houses, foreclosures, bankruptcies. So now the music reflects stuff that's not real.
How you got stacks on stacks when the economy is so fucked up, Ski? How they do that?
Man.
Where they do that at, Ski?
Where you getting your money from, bro? Cause let me know. You know what I'm saying? It's appalling, man. And I think Ren was just like, man, I'm about to go hard, and he picked the right time because you know everybody's tripping off and getting ready to the NWA movie, and it was just a perfect time to start making the music, man, because it is enough, man. Enough is enough, and whether people feel, you know, a certain way about what Ren says or whatever, they cannot say it's not truthful and it's not honest, because it's honesty. And I think that's what's missing from hip-hop is honesty and people saying what people really want to say. That's what we used to do. We used to say what people always want to say, fuck the police.
Exactly.
People always want to say that, but it wasn't politically correct. We felt like, man, we get in trouble. But when you started seeing all these issues and things that's going on and people just didn't want to talk about it, it took somebody that was a rebel. It took somebody that go against the grain to speak on some real topics.
It's kind of like the world didn't know, Ski. The world didn't know that it was corrupt cops until they, turned on the NWA joint and be like, yo, it really is. It really is cops that shady and this, that, and the other. People they started opening their eyes, which was, in my opinion, which was necessary for NWA to do what they did. It changed. It changed not just the way music is, but it changed the way people's perception about how we were treated and how others were treated in certain blocks. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, and it's really funny, just even getting to my other homie, even with Ice Cube, name of his album is called Everything's Corrupt. And it is. Anything you deal with corporate America, anything, it's always some political corruption involved in it. But
TV.
We can talk about, exactly.
Radio.
Exactly.
Family.
Everything's corrupt, man. So,
exactly.
It's like, so the rebel music is just an extension of just basically saying what's been said in the 2014 version where people can understand and the new generation can get an understanding that, man, you walking blind. You know what I'm saying? And after all of the lights is gone, you're gone too.
Exactly. Look, Ski, I'm going to run this track, Rebel Music, right here, and then if you don't mind, come back, ask a couple more questions, not just about it. People can go pick up this single right now. It's on iTunes. Go pick it up. Go support these dudes. I'm telling y'all, and this is some, hey, you know where I gave you, where I came with the term earlier about the 80s NBA. Like, this song remind me of them 80s Pistons, and you know how badass they were, bruh. You remember that shit, right? I'm just saying, I mean, if you want a Bill Laimbeer elbow or a Dennis Rodman scuffle or Isaiah Thomas breaking ankles, this is a song to do it right here. Rebel Music by MC Ren. Production by the almighty EASki. Every time I hear Ren in this beat right here, I definitely make sure, hey, I got to smile because every time nigga always in the something like, oh, my God. Hey, Hip Hop Legacy, Nexxlegacy Radio, the building with the almighty EASki, and hey, bro, I already told you, hey, hats off to the beat, man. I mean, classic. I heard a dope beat. Somebody told me that Buck did it, but if Ski didn't do it, I can't fuck with it. Hey, I know you got other things in store with this, but I know a video's got to come with this, though, right?
Yeah, man. Actually, man. We working on the remix now, and we actually got Cube on the remix, man. So it's about to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? And
hey, Cube, can you say that one more time for the listeners out there that ain't paying attention right now? Who's gonna be on the remix?
Yeah, the remix. We got Ice Cube on the remix, man. So it's about to be crazy. You know what I mean? Like crazy. And we pushing hard, man. You know what I'm saying? And to make sure that the album is incredible. The production is gonna be incredible, man. We're gonna push some new no boundaries, man. Stuff that's gonna really sound good. It's gonna feel like stuff that you heard, but it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? And I think that's the key. The key is it's okay to have stuff that feels like some of the stuff, but it needs to have some new direction to it at the same time. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. And here's how I feel as a media guy and a fan of hip hop, and like I said, I was birthed in this culture. It feels like it should never ever die. I don't never want to see this to die. And this is why I feel like Rebel Music is important for all the people out there to go pick it up on iTunes. It's available right now. Follow EASki on Twitter at EASki and also MC Ren at MC Ren CPT. Look, it's for the listeners out there. Check it out. Rebel Music is important because it's deeper than what Ren is lyrically spitting about. I mean, this is really one of our real rare times that you have two historic legends put together to be able to do a song like this, right? So I feel like the song is important for hip-hop, for people to pay attention to, and for people to understand that rebel music, it's time that we bring this authenticity back to this culture, and rebel music is damn near ready to smash smash what mainstream is all about right now. So that's why I feel it's important that you people out there need to go get it and spread that rebel music. That's how I feel, bro.
I mean, I totally agree with you, man. And not only that, just to add on top of that, man, it's just to show that, corporations never made hip hop. Radio never made hip hop.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, they never want to fuck with us. You know what I mean? So now we're just trying to conform and make records to fit in when we should be making records and make them come to us, man. We're not hip. Now we're not hip no more. See, we were hip when they were coming to us, and they was like, man, what is that they doing? What's that? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Now they like, man, we chasing them down. Why are we chasing these cats down, man? We are hip-hop, man. We are the voice of the streets. We are the voice of the new generation, the older generation, man. And once we get away from making records that affect our culture, that affect, things that's going on in our environment, speaking the truth from our point of view, you know what I'm saying? Man, you can't see this going no further because it's going to come to a halt. And now it allows, so many other people to take it somewhere else. That's why you'll hear other artists, in other races, they do it better because they have something to talk about. You look at a Macklemore. He's talking about his issues. And look what type of records he's doing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because he's really being hip-hop, whether he's white or not. He's doing it he's doing his hip-hop, and he's having substance to his music. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's what we got away from, is talking about things that affect our environment, our culture, or and changing it up, man. Okay, if you do go to the club and you do throw money and you got bottles, I mean, good for you. But, what's your next record? It's going to be the same record? I mean, give me a different record now. I'm cool. All right, that's what you do. Who am I to tell you that ain't what you do? I'm not here to tell you that. I'm just saying why every record, 6, 7 records, singles you drop, it's the same record.
It's about a bottle and a bitch.
Yeah, you don't have no other issues, huh? Just bottles and bitches, huh? Okay. Man, you got a crazy life.
Exactly. Exactly. And Ski, you know what, man? Like, people tend to forget. And for the listeners out there that's listening, it was once upon a time. I'm going to touch on something that you said earlier. It was once upon a time that the Grammys didn't want us. The Grammys did not want hip-hop at all.
And they still don't want us.
Well, it's true that, but remember how it was so many different things going on with the Grammys. The Grammys didn't even want us to have a category. They didn't want us to have shit. So it was a lot of artists that really just kind of took it upon themselves to create their own little after awards or whatever, or do whatever it is. They had the Salt and Peppers, and you know what I'm saying, they had so many different people out there doing different things. So they took notice because we didn't give a shit at the end of the day. We made them pay attention to us because we did our own thing. We didn't come to you begging. You know what I mean? So I just need people out there to understand that, if you continue to be authentic and be real about it, the other people going to come to you, and then they on your terms, period.
And you're 200% correct, man. You have to create your own lane, man. It's just, I look at it just like this with a female. I don't want to call no bitches and all that stuff, but it's like a female. Mm-hmm. If you chase a female, she just going to be like, hey, cool. You know what I'm saying? She going to just keep running. If you just say, hey, how you doing, boom, and you just do your thing, she's like, damn, this dude ain't handling me. And now she shows a little bit of interest towards you because you're giving a mystique about yourself. You're staying in your lane. She's getting hounded all day, so she's going to give you her ass to kiss.
Right.
This with hip-hop, we used to be like, man, we got shut out. We was chasing people for so long until we got to the point like, look, let's do what we do. You know what I mean? And then they started following our movement. Now every commercial you see on TV is some hip-hop type music commercial that they taking.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, man, people definitely got to make sure you soak up that game. Go get that single, Rebel Music, MC Ren, produced by the almighty EASki. It's available on iTunes. Go pick it up. Go support these two historical hip-hop icon type of guys. And before I let you go, man, like, what's up with you on a personal level, man, as far as the albums and stuff like that? You got something that you working on personally, or you just focusing on, like, renting others?
No, actually, I'm working on, the EASki Tobin, which is my solo album, and I've just been taking my time on it. And I got a lot of dope records on there, man. I got a record with me, Tech Nine, Too Short, of course, Ice Cube, Freeway, Styles P. I mean, the album is crazy. But at the same time, I've been working on it, so I always retweak a lot of stuff, man. I'm just a perfectionist. And I'm going to make sure that, I get all these other records that I'm working on out the way so I can go back and focus on the album that I feel like will really, really show people the power of production and lyrics and bars.
Hip-hop ain't dead. It ain't dead.
Not at all. It's not.
It ain't going to die.
It's commercially dead, though.
I mean, people got to take that train underground to go check out some real hip-hop. I think they should, you know what I mean? If they got to go underground to go hear rebel music, it's cool. Go do that. Or some of the new shit that's coming out by my man, the almighty EASki. And, hey, when that video was shot, I want in. Literally.
I got you, man.
The song is important. I swear by this song, man. I swear. People got not only listen to the music, but also the beat that this man, dope ass producer, you know what I'm saying, work with everybody that is anybody in this game. And I'm telling you, hey, Ski, I want in, bro. For real.
I got you, man.
I want in. Hey, man, you ain't got. All you got to do is text me and tell me where to be, man. I'm on the flight or whatever, bro. You know what I mean? I got you, man. It's Team Ski all day. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love.
Real deal.
Hey,
once again, make sure this man is active on Twitter. Make sure you follow him at EASki, and also hit up my man MC Ren CPT. Hey, man, off top, man, being a fan, and you always been the homie for years as far as me doing radio. Been doing radio 7 years. You've always been, one of my loyal dudes, supporters, and I'm a forever fan and supporter of you, Ski. So, much blessings off top, man. You a good dude.
Hey, thank you, man. Bless you, man, and happy Easter, man.
Hey, same to you, man. It's the Almighty. When I say the Almighty, I'm talking about the Almighty EASki right here on Hip Hop Legacy, baby.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.